know, when we were growing up, they said, like, fight fire with fire, but that's not how it's supposed to happen. You gotta fight fire with water. You know, calmness, nonviolent resistance. So I just want to promote that. Yeah. Because I don't want some of us young people to go out here and start wrecking stuff. That's not the way, nothing's gonna change that way. Yeah. All right? Now, this is how I felt. I couldn't sleep for many nights with Trayvon on my mind. Sometimes I just found myself crying. I got a 2-year-old son. 10 years from now, I don't want him to have to think about the same things I'm thinking about now. You know, and I know my mother said this when I was 2. It's late. It's about 3:30 in the morning, and I'm still up, thinking of ways that I can make things change, but it seems we can't inflict change unless we have change. My brain has discarded thoughts of racism. Because if it's not blatant, it's not racist. If it's not racist, it's not relevant. But nothing's more prevalent than our skin. I sit and I think as the rain slows. How can we reach for the stars when we get shot for trying to taste the rainbow? My eyes start watering. And it makes me think of the boats we were brought across the water in. Tortured men in hollow beds, scorching friends and seeing your father's end. But if I'm able to keep it spinning and bottled in, I'm on the verge of becoming a role model then. No, I will not be subjected to shutting my mouth. Go ahead. If Dr. King was quiet, we would have never known what nonviolent resistance was about. If Joe Louis would have never took a heavyweight bout, he would have been another nigga on the street knocking other niggas out. So tell me, what are we niggas about? Come on. You don't want to be a hero. You'd rather go to Bentley or go twerk at Club Rio. See, you'd rather go to the strip club instead of going to C notes. The door of opportunity is open. But it seems like we would rather look through the peephole, blinded by glamour and contortionist facts that are twisted at the root. So when will we start digging under the tree of truth? Yes, sir. He started his day like any other. Eating Captain Crunch cereal, reading the cover, wondering why cereal box characters were never a different color. His thoughts were bothered. I mean, Honeycomb is brown, but nah, he's a crazy little monster. What about Crispy? Well, what about the Cookie Crisp? No, he's a brown dog with black and white stripes as if he's a robber. Must I go farther? His thoughts stopped, and in walked his mother. His heart fluttered because in her hand, she held a piece of paper showing where he intellectually stands. And the clock stood still. In the distance, you can hear the alleged whistle of Emmett Till. You can hear Sean's wedding bells, and if you look, you can see a dead body. But you can't really tell. It's starting to look like King Martin. Trey says, Mom, what does it say? Son, you got B's and A's. He said, I told you it would be that way. She said, calm down because you still got suspended today. He said, I wasn't being violent. I mean, I was just skipping class. She said, it's wrong either way. And before he walked away, she said, your grades. Would you like to show your father? Show your father. He had excitement on his face, a look of no other. She said, don't get too excited, young man. Make sure you take your brother. He took the hand of his brother even though he felt smothered. And you can see black people's hands holding tightly as if they were lifting the weight of the world together. Hands knitted at the palm as if pride was a sweater. And then you can see hoses, bruising bodies, getting people wetter and wetter. Fingers forming crosses as if Jesus was born in this era, saying, Father, please forgive them because they don't know any better. Are we fighting to be free men like Morgan, or are some people just racist investigating Dick Tracy said, hello, boys. And they said, hey, Dad, in unison. Now, father and son sit and watch the game, amazed at how the point guard dribbles. It's halftime now, and little brother wants some Skittles. Slim leaves, and Zimmerman walks out. See, what I'm thinking is, if Zimmerman had a spouse, maybe he would have kept his fat face in the house, but no. February 26, 2012. It's a year that leaps. And it seems like we would jump back 60 years at least, headed back to his father's house in a hoodie-like fleece with a package of Skittles and a sweet-ass iced tea. He can hear the pitter-patter of feet. What you following me for? The clock froze.
Yes, froze.
Who knows what Trayvon could be? But Zimmerman was going to get to the core, certainly opposing racial equality. I mean, Trayvon, he could have been a historian. But maybe he was, because this is where his story ends. If you listen, you can hear the gun bang. But it's faded. See, my only problem is in Durham, the only Hispanics that I know that kill blacks is if it's gang-related. This right here should make you a believer. It seemed like he was a minority with a slave master named Zimmerman, head of the neighborhood watch. He must have been an overseer.
Go ahead! Go ahead! Bring it!
So Curious Chicken George said, "What are you doing here?" And then he wrestled the boy to the floor. The boy screamed help. He didn't want to fight anymore.
There you go, cuz.
But no one helped.
Yeah.
They just came to the door. They looked out the window and they made a little call. The boy tried to run to get away from the brawl, and then the gun banged. But this time it wasn't faded. You can actually hear the sound. And like Ricky on Boys in the Hood, the boy with the hood was shot down. His dreams passed him by as if he just woke up. His girlfriend was on the phone saying, "Baby, just pick up." It was 3 days since his body was picked up, and they never contacted his parents. Now that's even sicker. See, the clock keeps on ticking. Bullets and rounds, bodies on grounds. And I ask you, what will we do now?
Yes.
Because I am Trayvon Martin. The only difference between me and him is that he's in a permanent sleep. And I'm up at 3 in the morning thinking of change. So what steps will we take?
Yes, sir.
Because Trayvon Martin is the reason that I'm still awake.